Hi guys, it's Rachel here and we are doing Medieval Mirage Monday and we are making a start on our new Jarf journals. I said journals because I'm being ambitious, I might do two. So what I've done is I've taken, and that's just my green paper, I've made a selection of about 30 of Jarf's journal pages and I've just printed them on the reverse side with some of her plain papers and then some of mine just to give a bit more variety. So these are my ones on the reverse side of these. So that's the, yes, that's right, that printed correctly. That's the first thing to do is like choose your pages. So I've got them all around the wrong way, just a sec. My printer did sucky things, you know, sucked all the pages through at once. So it's a little bit chopped off, but I just see that as an opportunity to do something with it. Like I could just simply fold that over like that and glue it down. In fact, I might do that. And then that's resolved the issue, and it's also given us a bit of interest on that page. Isn't that gorgeous? Yep, so that's some of Jarf's paper on the reverse side, some of her tea-dyed papers there. So I did about, normally I put about 5 in each signature because then I put a whole lot of other things in there as well. So see, that one happened, the same thing happened. I might add something there on that one. It was really annoying, it kept sucking, and then there's some of my background pages in the colours of Jarf's kit. So I will have to separate these now, and well, I won't do that yet because we're going to do covers. So I went downstairs and I got a couple of books. I thought I was getting low, but I found I had some that would be appropriate. And I don't know when I'll get these finished. And I do have a list of ladies, both for Christmas and for regular journals. So first I need to satisfy the Christmas ladies. I think I have one more person than the journals I have actually been making. So please feel free to request, but you may not get it for Christmas. That's all I can say because I don't know when I'm going to finish them. Because we are doing Medieval Mirage Mondays. I'm not going to do more. I may, if I feel like doing an extra video on the weekend, I might do that. At the moment, I'm doing 5 videos a week. I think it's taking a bit of, you know, 5 days a week. It's taking a bit of pressure off me. So that way I feel free. I've been getting things done. So this, look at this wonderful cover. It's a big book. And it's actually, you know, the spine's intact. So this one, what I'm planning to do, and all I've done is I've cut a piece of, it's the back of a notepad. I've cut it to fit in there because I'm going to glue it there. It's going to be a hidden spine. So I just cut it probably half an inch smaller than the actual spine because that way it gave me room to fold these up. I had actually cut it a bit wider than that. Here's the piece that I cut off. I had cut it wider and I found it was a bit tight. So check that if when you're cutting down your piece of cardboard, just check that you can fold it up easily. All I've done on the reverse side, this is where I'm going to be punching my holes. Here I've found the center. I'm doing 3 signatures. I like to do 3 signatures. You could do more, like you could do 7. I wouldn't suggest doing even numbers because then it's hard to figure it out from your center. Uneven number is easier. You could do 7 with less pages. I like to do 3 signatures. You could do 5, whatever you like. So that's the wonderful book. I don't know what I'm going to put on the cover yet. I just know I'm going to prepare the inside. Now this will not be glued in yet because what will happen is I'm going to cover it with fabric now. I can then punch my holes when it's dry. And then I'll put that aside because then I need to prepare on my signatures and then they can be stitched into this and then this gets glued into the spine and the fabric glues down onto there. Is that clear to everybody? And here I need to do something as well. So let's prepare this and then I'll show you the other book I chose, which has a slightly smaller spine. It's still going to have 3 signatures with probably a similar amount of pages. So obviously one will have more room to bulk up than the other one. I think I'm going to use this gorgeous fabric. I think I got this at the Crafty Op shop at the Sewing Basket in Sydney when I was with my sister. I managed to, she's such a whiz, that girl. When you go there with her, it's just like panic stations, because she is so good. She, the cat's mother, my sister, Sarah, she is so good at finding things that she, you know, I'll go through and I won't see it. And then she'll show me, oh, look at this. And she's got one with birds and all kinds of things. I'm like, where did you get that? Over there. And I'm like, oh, I went through there. I didn't see it. That's what I mean. Like, she's just so good at finding stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to glue that on there because I felt like it's not Christmas. I don't have any Christmas fabric, actually. I only have tiny bits because I sort of de-stashed it because I really wasn't using it so much. But I just feel like if you use, you know, Christmassy sort of colours, then that's okay as well. So I've got my thing here. I've got my spreader. I did wake up with a bit of a migraine today. I don't know. I think what it was yesterday, had a festival here all weekend. Actually, it started on Thursday night. We went out with our friends and ate there, and they have like a really fun, actually I might add a couple of photographs at the end. I just took a couple of photographs of the cheese stands, but they have a section, like they have all the regular sort of stalls sort of things where they sell clothing and things like that. I don't tend to buy, I used to buy them when I was young and slim. You could get away with buying them, but at my age I need to try the things on because, you know, I'm a funny shape. So, well, in my opinion. And anyway, so Steph's, I took Lulu to school yesterday because they go to school on Saturday here, and I came back and Steph was up. I'm like, why are you up? And he says, let's walk. We're going to walk, because he likes to do exercise. So we walked into town. It's about a 25-minute walk, depending how quick you walk. And we went, and he was determined. He wanted to buy cheeses, and we bought prosciutto, like a piece of prosciutto actually, that you have a very good knife and you slice it. I've had way too much glue on there. See, it's soaked through, but it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. But we'll let that dry. I mean, look how simple that was. And I've got too much fabric up there, so I'm just going to trim a little bit off. I'll see if I can tear it. It could be very messy business. No, I'm not going to tear it. That's not good. It'll fray by itself. Yep, so we went and we had a really, really nice morning. We were there for quite a long time. We bought lots of cheese. We bought a piece of prosciutto. We bought... we bought some Sardinian cheeses. Steph's dad's from Sardinia, and we bought, oh my gosh, they have this bread. It's I don't know how they cook it. It's not like you know, like a fluffy bread. It's a crispy bread, and it's paper thin. It's so light. It is the most delicious thing. I sent Steph to buy more. I was meant to go walk with my in-laws this morning, and I got up with this migraine, and it was making me nauseous. So I had to go back to bed. I just couldn't do any more. So here I'm thinking I'm going to put, I like to put really old, nice old book pages. Maybe we'll put a Florentine paper and an old book page. Some nice big ones here. Let's see what I've got. Otherwise I might have to go into my other box. Yeah, so we went there and we bought the cheeses. So that took a while. And then we, I said to Steph, let's just have a walk up in the streets and see if there's any interesting stands, but there's not. They're always the same. I mean, for anyone who's never been there, it's really super exciting and fun. Mum's been, she loved it. She, you know, she'd go every day. Like when I was pregnant with Lulu, my mum was here at that time of the year, and I was, you know, it was like actually I was about to, it was about, Lulu was born on the 15th, and the San Martino is on the actual holiday is on the, because it's the patron saint of my town. And sorry, I'm just looking for some papers. I think I might put that there and then something down below, unless I can find something else. And Mum was here to come to sort of help me. Oh, these were papers that had yucky moldy bits on the bottom. Oh, how lovely is that? Oh, but we're not doing botanical. Well, it might be a little bit botanical, but it's not super botanical. Anyway, yes, so Mum was here. And she, you know, at the time we lived in another apartment nearby. No, I think I want that one. And I'm going to put something down below. And so Mum would just, you know, if I was still sleeping. Oh, because I couldn't sleep. That's right. I couldn't sleep before Lulu was born. It was terrible. And I'd have to go to sleep. And I was really, really grumpy. Poor Mum. I don't know how she coped. I don't know. It was the hormones. I was so grumpy. It was terrible. I was awful. I would have to sleep until like 11 in the morning. And so Mum would go off and walk. You know, she was happy. She didn't have me. I'm a bit of a handbrake. I am. I say, Mum, no, you don't need to buy that. You don't need that. A bit of a pain in the butt for that sort of stuff. So anyway, yeah, so Steph and I went and we had a lovely time, and we went up to the Stamperia Marchi, which is where I'm taking the ladies on the textile tour. It's really, really wonderful. And actually, I hadn't been down in, they've got a little museum thing, and they're trying to make it part of the our World Heritage site, because they have this incredible machine from the 1600s, they still use it today. And anyway, I'm not going to give away any secrets. When you come, you're going to hear all about it. But I went there, and and it was actually open to the public. It's not normally you have pay, like you book a tour and you pay. And so anyway, they were very kind and, you know, explaining things to us, and it was just incredible. And Steph loved it, absolutely loved it. I need more glue. And so it was just a really nice morning. And I bought 2 more boxes. I'll show you in a sec, to put things in. I'm going to put them on my shelf next to me here. You know where I've got all my papers. If you saw my tour, I've got the blue one that my sister gave me. I bought a couple more. They didn't have any blue, actually. So I got a rust one that's done with rust. And I got a green one. And, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. You ladies who come, you're going to love it. It's really amazing. And then we walked home with all our goodies. So anyway, the prosciutto was so good. We weren't quite sure. It's from Umbria, Norcia, which is really famous for prosciuttos. It's not like San Daniele and Parma. They're very famous for prosciuttos, but it's more like a sweet prosciutto. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it, whereas the Norcia one is a bit more savory sort of flavor, but really, really, really nice. So I said, Steph, it's because they vacuum packed it. And so I said to Steph, we really should go and get another one, because we do eat it once a week with salad and things like cheese and salad and stuff. And so I said, you know, it's vacuum packed. It will last even up to a year in the vacuum pack. So we did. He went back this morning and got them. And you could get clementini. Does everyone know what clementini is? They're a bit like a mandarin. They're of the mandarin family, but they're actually nicer than mandarins. And here you buy them. Mum loved it. That you can buy that. They have all the leaves on them still and everything. They're very pretty to look at too, and they're very good. And I think my sister loved them when she was here, because she was here in winter. And so we got those. They have good deals on them, sort of thing, at that festival. So it was fun. I was disappointed not to go this morning. I still have a bit of a headache, but you know, I think what it was. I'm talking a million miles a minute. I think I might put this. Yes, let's put this. So I need to tear it about there. It doesn't really matter where I tear it. I think what it was is I had a little bag just with my phone and some money and house keys. It was just a cross shoulder little bag, and I'm one of those people, if I walk too much and I have or a shoulder bag, or like if I have it for a really long time, if I have a shoulder bag or a cross shoulder bag, I can sometimes wake up with a really, or I get a stiff neck or I get a headache. And today I woke up with the headache, so wasn't happy, didn't feel good. And poor Steph, he was disappointed because he got up especially. That's me calculating half of 23.6 centimeters because I couldn't figure it out in my head. I had to do the old maths technique. So I hope everybody is well today. Well, actually, I'm filming this on Sunday because I felt like doing it and getting cracking with it. So, but I'm posting it on Monday. So I guess, how are you on Sunday and Monday? How about that? We'll do 2 days in one go. I'm using this glue because it is in the cover and there might be a bit of grime there. I did wipe it down, but it might be a bit of grime there, and I just want to make sure, you know, it sticks really well. And the PVA glue is super duper, non-toxic and super duper. It just doesn't, it's just as good as Fabri-Tac. It just doesn't dry as quickly because it doesn't have that acetane, or is it acetate or acetane in it? That acetone in Italian, that makes it dry fast. And what I really should be doing here is just going over, I know I'm off screen a little bit because I don't want to go up on top of my gluey bit there. There we go. Yeah, it just takes a bit longer to dry, which is no issue when you're doing your covers. And I thought this side I might choose a nice Florentine paper. I've got, oh, what about this one? Just a sec. Got a pile of stuff here. I'll have to shout. Got my back to you. Oh, just a minute. Just a mini move. Right. Oh, I have this. I could use one of these papers. Or, oh, where's the rest? I thought I pulled up the whole thing. I did not. There they are. Yeah. Or I could use, what other big bits do I have that I might like? I'm thinking the red florally one. I might have put it in the other pack, so I might not have it in this folder. I've got music. I don't think I want gold music. I could have gold music actually. Gold music would actually be nice. But that wasn't the one I was thinking. Otherwise this one would be good. I'm getting low on this one. I think this is my last big piece. Oh, it's going the wrong way. That one would have been good considering, could be good on the other one, considering the theme that it's Medieval Mirage Christmas. The other option, let me see my other Florentine papers because I might have put it in these, in my last kits. It's one of my favourite patterns. It's my sister's favourite pattern. Oh, I've got this one. Just a sec. Let's have a look at it. This one could be good too, so I'd like that one. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, well, that one would be good, but it's not big enough. I want this pattern, but I wanted it in red. I don't know if I have any in red. I may not. I do. Oh, I've got lots of it. That's what I wanted, I think. Methinks. Or I might use that to make stuff with. I've got marbled one. I've got the green one, but I don't want the green one. I put green in the front, so I don't want green in the back. I'm thinking I might like something like that on that side. No, I'm going to go with my first thought. Put those in that one over there. So what I need to do here is, I don't have to go right to that. It actually doesn't matter how wide I cut it, just more the height. That is the most important thing. Let's turn the book around, make our lives easier. I always feel, I do like to get my cover going before I sort of get a cover going, have an amount of covers even, before I sort of decide, do my pages, because then I have a feel for it. I sort of know then what the feeling of the journal is going to be. And then it helps me put my pages together. Don't know if that makes sense. So we're really working on covers today. And then the next process will be getting our pages together. So you can go ahead and do that. You don't have to wait for me to get your pages together. I will choose my papers and then I'll organize them is what I'll do in the next video. So in this video, I'll tell you the sorts of things I'll be pulling out for my pages, so that way anyone who is following along and has purchased Jaf's Emerald Green kit, if you don't have Florentine paper, just use another decorative paper. Just, you know, you could have a nice appropriately coloured William Morris paper that you might like to use, or you might have a lovely wrapping paper that you might like to use. Something, anything that you like. Or you might use 2 book pages. You don't need to have what I have. You can wing it. So I just probably should use, actually, I don't know why I'm doing that. That's just silly. That's really silly. Silly, Rachel. I need to be squirting this one out. Because otherwise I just have to go and put it back in there. That's really for finer work. This one comes out, see, it comes out in big blobs. And much easier to squeeze. What a revelation. Silly person I am. Sometimes I do the most silly things. Need to get it right to the edge. We don't want, well, some people like the curling up pages. If you like curling up pages, don't go right to the edge. If you're like me and that kind of, you feel like you haven't done it properly, it makes me feel like I haven't done it properly if I don't glue it all down. And sometimes I don't, because I don't see things all the time where I've made boo-boos. To me, they're boo-boos. But they're not boo-boos if you did it on purpose. So, anyway, as I said, I have no idea what I'm going to put on the cover. I may go through my postcards and do some sort of thing or some sort of lace. It depends how I feel about the cover, how it makes me feel. Sometimes I feel like just a little piece of lace or a little slow stitch piece is nice. Sometimes it requires a bit more embellishing. I think it was enough glue, wouldn't you? I've got lots over there. Just trying to smush it over here. I do need to go a bit further over to that edge. Doesn't matter if I go beyond, because I'm going to let it dry anyway. And when we've done stitched in the pages into that piece of cardboard, we'll glue it in. And then the fabric's going to cover. Okay, so that should be all right. I need to put that on as straight as I can. I never do anything perfect. So if you're looking for perfection, this is not the place. Perfection stresses me out. So I just go with my boo-boos. They're just a part of it. Hello.
Hello.
I'm recording, just so you know I'm recording.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come and disturb you.
Oh, you're coming to, well, no, you're not disturbing. You must say hello.
Hi, guys.
It's always greatly appreciated, a Lulu hello. And then that's going to go on there. Oh, that blends in a bit, doesn't it? But I like it.
No, I
Clashes.
like it.
It's clashy blendy.
It's clashy, but I like it.
And that's, isn't that, there you go. You've got a whiz-bang cover, just like that. And it helps that it does have a lovely spine there. I'll give that a clean. That's dry. I can't clean that with that.
Christmas theme.
Yes, I'm doing Medieval Mirage Monday, and I'm going to put that aside to dry. I'm doing Medieval Mirage Monday, and Jarf has this red and green quitting kit, and so I am going to do two. I'm going to make them Christmas, even though they're not Christmas. Look, this is some of the pages here. They're very pretty.
Oh, they're so pretty.
Aren't they pretty?
Yeah.
They're kind of medieval, but they're all red and emerald green, ruby red and emerald green. So we're going to make them a bit more Christmassy.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I thought that'd be fun. Fun medieval Christmas journal.
Lovely.
So I think I might do two, because there were so many. As you know, I tell the ladies that her kits are so big that literally that's just two kits. The one journal pages and one is add-ons, and like, you know, tags and stuff. And there's so many pages, like how can you choose? You have to make two. So this book here, I had this cover. The spine was totally shot. This was a piece of it. I was going to put it back on there, but I didn't like it. So I've just taken the piece of cardboard. Lulu's gone. And I have put some tape there. This will be covered with fabric, and this will be covered with something. I haven't decided. So I've just reattached, folded it up to make sure it's all good. So I'm going to glue something here, and then I'm going to choose a fabric to cover that. I'm actually lately liking the fabric going over what I've put here. Sometimes I do, if I'm using a cardstock, I could use a cardstock. No, I don't want to use a cardstock. If I use a cardstock, sometimes I have the fabric going underneath. So let's just choose some papers. I think in this case, I'm going to use this one because I really like it. I might put it in the back. I feel like, I don't know why, I want to put it in the back. And then I'll put something down there. So I'm just going to tear it off. Actually, I need to be careful that I go straight. Well, why don't I use that edge? And I don't have to worry because that is already straight. I don't think we need the man hanging upside down. Can you see him there? Poor thing. The things they did in those days. I mean, there's so many beautiful... Oh, there he is there. Oh, there's so many beautiful things from those days, aren't there? But there's also so many terrible things that happened in those days, in the olden days. Terrible things happen in the new days too, if we have to be honest. Just in a different way. So we'll glue that on and then we'll decide our bottom bit. This book is, I can't think, when was this book? It's a bit newer than the other one. The other one's a bit older. So it's obviously a bit cleaner. But wasn't in, the spine was not in, I think it's all very early 1900s, this one. But I did love the cover with that kind of embossing on it. I thought the covers were lovely. I think the papers weren't bad. They've gone. Just trying to spread. I don't want any air pockets. Now the other one felt like it did, but it had the paper underneath had a little bit of an air pocket. I couldn't get it off to get rid of that, so I just kept it. It's all part of it, isn't it? It's not the end of the world. Now, have I gone down far enough? Let's put a little bit more, a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit up there, just to make sure that we can get the glue everywhere. And I find that doing the covers can be really, I can really enjoy it. And sometimes I can be a little bit, find it a little bit hard because sometimes it's, the inspiration is not coming to me. So yeah, I just start with the logical things that are sort of, I find easy. Well, like you have to be a little bit careful when you're doing these bits, like lining things up and stuff like that. But I find it easy to decide what to put on the inside covers. I find it a little bit harder to decide what to put on the exterior, because that's really important, isn't it? The first impact of the journal is the cover. But I don't sort of put pressure on myself. I might, you know, I may go ahead and sometimes it just comes to me straight away, and I'll decorate the exterior of the cover, and sometimes it doesn't. So I'll just go ahead and start working on the pages. And then I'll do that last if I can't think, if it's not coming to me. So I'm just trying to find those pages that I had before. The ones, the very old ones that had the grimy bit that we ripped off. Where are they? Here they are. See, there's only bits of them. And they were, you know, mouldy. They're 1700s and they were like, we kept the good bits. So I'm going to put that one there. Yep, that's just going to glue on there. It's not even perfectly straight. I'm going to take that bobbly bit off. I don't like the, you know, when they put so much glue in the spine sometimes, but I think they do it in they did it in a later date. I'm actually just going to use my glue stick for this one. I'm pretty sure they did it at a later date, not when the book was originally made, just to keep it intact. Right, so we'll just get the glue on here. I mean, sometimes the books are pretty gross. They really have had a battle over the years. Okay. Oh, you know what? One day we were pulling one apart that was pretty gross. And on one of the pages there was a squashed fly. It had been there such a long time, it was almost inserted into the page. It was just, it was so gross. And it was like that. And Steph and I were looking at it thinking, I wonder how old that fly is. I wonder, like, you know, what century, how long it's been there. It was pretty gross. We got rid of that page. Probably should have framed it. It was probably a fly from the 1800s. Oh dear, I'm getting silly. I better stop. Okay, and I think, what will we put here? Oh, here's a nice big page, a full page that wasn't too gross. We could have that one. No, I like that side. Some of it's going to be covered by fabric, but if I put it more over there, then I won't cover it too much, and I can take those bits off. And then we'll put some Florentine paper down below. Oh, it's quite hard to tear because this is a rag paper, even though it's not in the best state in the world. I'll have to trim that. See, it won't tear. Really is a struggle. So we'll just give that a little trim, not with those scissors, with these scissors. I know it's nice to have the raggedy edge, but sometimes you do have to snip it and it becomes a bit more regular, doesn't it? So I need to put my glue on there. Or why did I glue here? I'm using this glue. This is a very good glue, as you all know, and it's a bit easier. This is a thinner paper, so I kind of prefer to use this glue. If this book was really grimy and dirty, I would use the other glue and try and just put less on. But it's not. It's a very clean book, so I don't need to use the other one. I just make sure I put plenty. I don't want too many, try not to get too many air pockets, which is annoying. Okay. And we're going to glue our lovely piece of 1700s paper that has found a new home. Now, did I get the glue down far enough? Maybe not. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. You just leave the most lovely, kind, supportive, really, comments. You know, sometimes I struggle, and you guys know me, and you notice, and I just do really appreciate the encouragement and understanding when I'm a bit off and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't say it enough, but I do think it. But thinking it is not the same as saying it, is it? So sometimes I feel bad. I don't say, you know, I feel like I don't show my appreciation enough sometimes, because I just get cracking in the you know, into the job at hand, and then it just sort of goes to the wayside. Really, it's supposed to be raining today. It's as sunny as can be, which I don't mind, because maybe I'll ask my husband if he wants. Now that my headache, I would still have a bit of a headache, but it's subsiding a bit, so we could go for a walk afterwards. Okay, so that's good. Now I'm going to do the fabric there, because my signatures are going to be stitched into this spine, and then that's going to be covered. So let's find a piece of fabric. I'm not going to use the same as the other one. I will dare to be different for this one. So let me see. This is a beautiful antique mattress ticking. I wonder if this will be, oh, isn't that gorgeous? That could be good. What about this side is a bit better? So, fluff everywhere. And I've got glue on my fingers, so it's all sticking to me. So I'm just going to fold it over here. Kind of straight. Straight is a bit of a stretch of the imagination for me. I find if I hold it down like that, I can cut it a little bit better. Because, you know, I refuse to use the rotary cutter. It's just, I have an aversion to it, because it's always flat. Like, you continually have to change that blade. I'm not tearing it because I don't think this one tears. And that you have to change it continually, and the mat, they have these, they're meant to be self-healing mats, and they never seem to self-heal. Mine, they get all fibers in them and they don't self-heal, so I just refuse to use it. I just find it annoying, so I don't use them. I put my piece of fabric up the top. I mean, you guys who've been following me for a long time have seen this heaps of times. This is how I prepare most of my covers, depending on the state of their spine. And then the spine is the determining factor as to how I'm going to repair the book, or reuse the book, sort of alter the book, I should say. So yeah, I just put my fabric there so I line it up and I can get a vague idea about how wide I need to go with my glue. I know I need to go top to bottom, but the width is not always so obvious. So if you put your fabric up there. Sometimes you do need to come back and maybe slip a bit of glue along the edge, but you get it in a more or less position. I think I'm very ambitious doing two, but the thing is, there's so much in Jarv's kit. We'll be making all this stuff, and it will be way too much stuff for one. So I just make sure I make 2 of everything, or even 3 or 4, and then I can put them in other ones. But I'm glad I've given myself a sort of, for the moment, a fixed day to work with Jarv's kits, because I do have them, and well, not all of them, but some of them, quite a few of them, and they are so much fun. And if any of you, those of you who've had anything to do with Jarv, you know she is the sweetest, loveliest person, and just such a talent. I've put more towards the back than the front, but that's okay. Don't worry about that too much, because I'm not doing symmetrical things. Now I've got a bit of glue on my little silicone spreader here, so I just use that, and then if I need a bit more I can squirt it out of the thing. That's looking good, so that can just sit there. We really can't do much more than that now. We have to sort of let that stay flat and dry. Yep, let it stay flat and dry, and that's really going to hold it together, and then it's going to have something else on the outside as well, so that's really going to be held. And I have no idea what I'm going to do on the cover, but isn't it lovely? It's a really lovely cover. So I'll put that one aside to dry. The other one's drying. This one sort of needs to stay flat. I'll put it over here. Whoops, that's not flat. Here. Yep, so now let's just quickly, before I go, talk about pages. The first thing I'm going to do, which I'll do it now, is, just trying to put my mat away, I don't need that now. The first thing I'm going to do is just sort of divide put all my glues away, put those all away. Go away, glues. They're not needed right now. Don't get offended. Okay. I better put the cutter away. I cut my hand off. Okay, so what I can do now is choose pages to, like, separate these pages to go in. So let's do that. And one of my determining factors will be what is on the reverse side. So that, I'm sort of going to separate them in pages that have a similar feeling to them. So I'm sure you can't see. I'll just, actually maybe I'll just bring them over here and I'll put my 2 piles here. That's better. And also I just do a quick check what's on the reverse side. So that one's going to go, I like that one there. All my bits are getting in the way. And then I've got this one here, which is a similar. See, they're similar, so they can go separately. I'm going to go through Jarv's pile. So these are 2 that have a similar feeling, and I'm just randomly going to put them in a pile. Now, is that her again? No, that's a different lady. Okay, I've got these 2. So, and then I sort of look here. That's better. And that one, yeah, they kind of, well, maybe I should do contrasting. They sort of match. They're too matchy-matchy. Then I've got just let me see. Yeah, sort of thing. You sort of need to spread out. I'm going to just grab these pages that have the medallions. And here we go. We've got her. And I know I had her here. So we'll put her there. That's that one. I just want to see. I'm just grabbing all the medallion ones. That's a floral. Actually, put that one over there. Oh, those two have a similar feeling to them. So, oh, those two have a more similar feeling to them. Just so I can separate them out between the journals, so we don't have all the same. They have a similar feeling to them because they've got those. And then I've got birds, medallions, ladies and medallions, bird. Oh, that could maybe go near that one. That's a bird. Oh, that's a bird. Put the bird over there. That. Okay, let me see here. I'm nearly at the bottom of my very large pile. And then you have a couple that maybe aren't calling, you know, not similar to each other. So then you sort of have to figure out what to do with those. Okay, so we've got castle. So I've got a castle over here. Okay, then we've got this lady here, and maybe we'll put this one. And then that and that. Okay, good. And then what else do I have? I have a few miscellaneous. Oh, here we go. These are like sort of miscellaneous. So we'll put that one there and that one there. I'm not thinking about it too much, just doing. So I've got birds. I'll put those birds there and that bird there. And I think I'll have those birds. And then this one will have the doors. And then I've got these piles here. So I think I'll put that one there and that one there. No, this one. And then this one and this one. Oh, and there's, oh, an extra one. There should be, I've lost a page. Just a sec. Where's my papers? I must have lost a page because I'm sure I did 30, unless I did 29. Oh, well, which one had the flower? That one. So I'll put that one there, and I may have to go and print another one, which will be a bit of a dilemma because I'll have to remember, what did I print? Just let me see. Here's the pile, if I've accidentally put one in here. I mean, look what's still left. And there's still other pages left in here. Look, those that I didn't print on. No, I haven't got any extras, so unless I did more, it doesn't really matter. So there's my two piles of papers, one for each journal. I'm not going to fold them yet because I have folded them according to the journal, the size of the journal. So that's one and one. And then the other things I will then start pulling. I might pull out, each one might have a piece of, I've got quite a bit of that paper, so we'll put one of each of those in. I'm not going to go down the blue road because this is all very red and green, so they can each be a page. That can be a page. And then I would probably do, you know, pull out flippy things. And then might have, I've got these lovely Christmas papers. So, wrapping papers. So I'll probably trim those down. I can't see where they are right now. I just had them. Here they are. They're very cute. Leftover from wrapping presents last year. But they're on craft paper. They're really lovely. So I'm going to put one of those in as a page. I'm going to put some of my green paper in. I'll probably have one in each signature. I will put, I've got hinged pages somewhere, so I need 3 for each. So this is what I do. I just collect up all the paper. I'm going to have straw paper. I'll probably do 3 straw paper. I have to get those. 3 straw paper. I'll put some very old book pages in. I just have to find those. And then I've got hinged pages somewhere. Here's some. I might need to do some more. Let's have a look. That's just a folded document page. And do I have another one here? No, that's book pages. I need to find my other hinged pages. So I've got some of them from that those Christmas books that I had. So I might need to do, I like to put a few hinged pages. So I'll just put those in for the moment. No, that's extra. Well, I'll put that one over there then. So then they've got to have the same amount. So yeah, that's what I slowly do. I'm going to put hinged pages in, which can be plain hinge pages, maybe a hinged Florentine paper. There's a bit of vintage music paper, plain, and then the book. This one's like a craft wrapping paper. Isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, I'm going to put a few of those in. I'll put some sort of folded documents in as pages, old book pages, straw paper, and then that will probably be it. So I'll gather all of those up and have done all of the folding for the next, and then we'll organize the pages and stitch them. Well, we won't, yes, we can stitch them into the books. We'll do that in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.